Everything you need to know if you're considering staying at the Bellagio Hotel in Las Vegas. But before we dive back into the room, let me just tell you a little bit about the property itself. The Bellagio has a fantastic location at the center of the Las Vegas Strip, right at the intersection of Las Vegas Boulevard and Flamingo. It is right across from the Paris and the Planet Hollywood, next to the Cosmopolitan, and across the street from Caesar's Palace. If you're looking for hustle and bustle and liveliness, this is the place pretty much any time of year. And it's also famous for the gigantic fountain in the lake in front of it that has shows like all the time and are truly amazing for big kids and little kids alike. Everyone really enjoys the Bellagio fountain. You'll generally find taxis plentiful waiting here in front of the Bellagio, but if you want something a little more private or luxury, they have their own car service rates. You can take a Tesla for $62 in and around the resort corridor, or an 8-passenger limousine up to $112. Now, if you're arriving to the hotel via taxi, Uber, or valet parking, you'll be coming into this main entrance right here. As you go inside the lobby, it has this really neat glass up art in the ceiling, big check-in area right in the back that often does have long lines. They've recently added mobile check-in and check-out on these little tablets, although that didn't work for me with a reservation with 2 rooms. One of the neat things right next to the lobby is the conservatory. It is this little kind of indoor garden area where they theme it for different times of year. I was staying here around Christmas time, and so it was themed for the holidays. If you're self-parking is $18 in a parking garage that's also right next to the lobby, so the pickup and drop-off, super convenient for check-in. Oh, by the way, valet parking, if you're doing that, $35 a day. If you're an MLife Gold member or higher, you can get free parking here, which is nice. The Bellagio has 2 hotel towers. If you're going to the main resort tower, then you kind of walk about 3 minutes through the casino to the guest elevators, and in our case, up to the 26th floor for our room. Now, on the ground floor, in the back side of the Bellagio, on the other side of the lake, is the hotel's gigantic swimming pool complex. They've made the swimming pool look like the pool in an Italian villa, where they've got hedges, and they've got statues, and they've got fountains. Neat pool. Open year-round, though they do close off certain sections of it during cold and winter seasons. There's also a cafe in here and a bar. All right, so now going to the fitness center, you got to get back in the hotel, up to the lobby, and then just beyond the lobby, there's a sign that says Spa and Fitness Center. To get to the fitness center, you go in there, and then you take an elevator up to the 2nd floor. You walk through kind of like a second spa area, and then you get into a really large gym and fitness center. Lots of machines for cardio and weightlifting, and if you're doing the bikes, then you've got a really neat view of the pool down below. The Bellagio Casino itself has a really neat kind of old-time Vegas-y feel. Lots of table games, lots of slot machines. If you're a gambler, I think you'll like the Bellagio Casino. Now, there's way more than that here at the Bellagio, but I think for the scope of a hotel review, like what this place is, if you're staying in the hotel room, those are the basic amenities. So let's go ahead and head up to the guest room floors, where on every floor you will find ice machines and soda and water bottle vending machines that vend these 20-ounce bottles for $5 each. Now that we've seen everything around the hotel, let's check out the inside of the rooms. This is room 26121 on the 26th floor. Come on inside and let me show you around. This is a newly renovated premier 2-queen room, and it's nice and new. I really like this room. It's big, it's roomy, the beds are soft, lots of pillows, and they've got the signature B for the Bellagio right there on those pillows. Lights here and also lights up in the ceiling, and also some nice molding up in the ceiling. Let's take a look over here. There's a nice little table here in the corner, and in this lamp, in addition to power outlets on the lamp, there's also some USB outlets on it, which are pretty nice. I like all the power in this room. Nice seat right here. Interesting lamp here in the back. It is nighttime, and we're looking at Caesar's Palace just back in the back, but that was what the day looked out in the daytime, so you could actually see it. Really neat touch is the curtains are automatic open and close. If you just give them a little bit of a pull, then they start to close all the way. That's pretty neat. Little table right here, all of our junk that we checked in with. This, buffet here. Down here, there are some wine glasses and the gold ice bucket. Not silver, gold, because Bellagio is all about gold. Here is the mini bar. Come take a look at what we've got here on the mini bar. This is a sensor mini bar, so everything is weighted, and if you lift it, they charge you for it. But if you come over in here, There's another mini bar that has a lot of alcoholic drinks, things like that. There's a small personal shelf here that you can put personal items on. And then one little shelf here you can put personal stuff. Flat panel television on the wall. This is a connecting room. I don't know who's over there. Here's the closet. This closet is illuminated. It's nice and big. We've already put some of our stuff in it. It's got robes. It's got a safe here in the corner, and came with a couple of slippers down at the bottom. One for me and one for OC Girl, big and small. We didn't ask for that. I think that's just how they plan it. And the final part of the room, the bathroom, is a big bathroom with a big walk-in shower, just a fixed head. But I want to show you the soaps. They are Lanarova, and there's an interesting sponge that comes with it, nicely wrapped so you know nobody used it before. There's a couple of big sinks right here. And now through the magic of editing, I'm behind the camera instead of OC Girl to show you the rest of the bathroom, because even though it's big sink, 2 sinks on it, nice. They give you a toothbrush, mouthwash, a razor. I like all these extra bathroom amenities. There's also a mirror for shaving there, the toilet here in the corner, and a telephone should you need to make any phone calls. Oh, I also like the ceilings in this room are really high, and there's even kind of like a little chandelier here in the bathroom. Oh, and there's illuminated mirrors, quite nice. So Spunky Princess, on a scale of 1 to 5 Toffers, how many Toffers does the Bellagio Hotel Las Vegas get? 4 Toffers, that's right. And so now we're going to tell you about the pros and the cons of why this hotel got 4 Toffers. First, the pro. It's a really great location. It doesn't get any more center strip than this. 2, the remodel. It's really nice. The rooms are really quite nice. We slept quite well in here, and even though we're sort of looking at the Interstate 15 and Flamingo Road, we didn't hear much noise out of this window, just kind of a light rumble, which was nice as well. Comfortable beds, air conditioning worked well, and so overall just a great hotel room that's nice and remodeled. All right, now let's talk about some of the cons for staying at this hotel. Number 1, being center strip, it can be kind of busy to get in and out, particularly of the parking garage that is kind of small. The parking garage had limited spaces when we were here, and so if it was really busy, we think there might not be any place to park in self-parking, and you'll have to end up doing valet parking. Con number 2, although I said we slept well and we didn't hear much noise from out the window, we did hear a lot of noise out from the hallway. The doors, when they close, they're really those kinds of doors that slam, and I think there's just something about Vegas that people in hallways are noisy, and we had people, you know, midnight, 1 a.m. later coming back to their rooms talking like they were having a party in the hallway. While we do really like that the room is really big and the bathroom's really big, and they clearly made that bigger, the shower, we wish there was a handheld, not just a fixed one, because it would make it really good to wash the Spunky Princess if there was actually a handheld. Other cons in the room, I really wish there was also like a coffee machine or a teapot or something. There's no hot drinks made in the room, which means you got to go downstairs and spend like $6 on a tea or a coffee downstairs, which is obviously what they want you to do, but just feels like by the time you're paying multi-hundreds of dollars for a room, they should at least give you free tea or coffee. And then for the food options in the hotel, in the Bellagio, they're kind of, let's call them upscale food options, and we tend to like the lower scale, cheaper eats food options, which you're not going to find really any here. The closest, it's Caesar's Palace. There's a food court that we did venture over to get some pizza for the Spunky Princess later. Also convenient, there's a tram that goes from here over to Park MGM, where the Spunky Princess got some gelato. Question is, would we stay here again? You know, we absolutely would. We liked our stay, but in this category, some other hotels you might consider are Caesar's Palace. You might consider the Venetian. You might consider the Wynn. You might consider one of my new favorites, Resort World, and I've got a whole review of that right here. Well, fellow explorers, if you want to check that out, you'll find the link on the screen or in the description. You can click right here. Well, fellow explorers, as usual, I won't say goodbye because the Spunky Princess will. Spunky Princess, say goodbye.
Bye-bye.